MKT, Majnu Ka Tila, north of Delhi, the famous Tibetan colony.
And we're going to eat what?
Laughing and
Thukpa. Abbe Thukpa.
Thukpa.
Thukpa and laughing.
Thukpa.
Oh, we've done many retakes. It's Thukpa. Thukpa, laughing and Thingpa. Something we'll show you very soon.
छोटे बच्चे की चप्पल लटका रखी है एंड नैमिश का कहना है कि ये नजर के लिए है जैसे नींबू मिर्ची लटकाते हैं
It's for good. It's a good omen.
Finally, after an hour's drive, we're here at the Himalayan Cafe.
Yes, we are.
So what will we eat?
Okay.
Nemish.
So we're going to eat Thukpa, we're going to eat Tenthuk, we're going to eat Laughing. Thukpa, first, is something which originated in the Amdo region of Thukpa during the time of the 14th Dalai Lama. This is the origin of Thukpa. How exactly it entered into the Indian territory is also a really fascinating story. So what happened was in 1959, when Dalai Lama was seeking sanctuary in India when he was traveling here, he was ordered along with his Kushak. Kushak is the ruling council of Tibet. So he was traveling all the way from there to here with his Kushak, his family, his relatives, and a lot of other people, his coaches. So all of those people were specifically instructed not to carry anything at all, so as to not be suspicious. So his mother, Dalai Lama's mother, was carrying only a thin blanket, and she also had to dress up like a man while she was traveling. And along with that, along with the thin blanket, she only carried two things, which was staple Tibetan diets. One of them was Sampa, the other thing was Thukpa. So Sampa is also another staple Tibetan dish which is made from wheat and barley, and Thukpa is something which you could eat anywhere, everywhere. So basically it's cut up meat which is thrown into some boiling water which later turns into a soup, and with that dough is kneaded with a little bit of oil, flat or small noodles are made out of it, and you could eat it with any condiments, spices or anything that you have. This is why it was so easy to make. That is why they were carrying all the raw ingredients all the way from there, and so that they could eat it anywhere and everywhere they like. So that's the story.
Basically fast food of the 15th century.
Yeah, but yes, you could say that. 14th century is when it originated. Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. And Tenthuk. Tenthuk is like the not so famous little brother of Thukpa.
You and me?
Yeah, I'm pretty famous in India, not so you would say it like that. So yeah,
Ishan is
a
the Tenthuk to your
little
Thukpa.
not so famous brother
Debatable,
of
but okay.
Thukpa. It's made up out of the same things, but there is a wide contention between the Nepalis and the Tibetan communities as to who prepared it first. Nobody knows, and the tale and the mystery goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So we're here at Majnu Ka Tila, which in Hindi also literally means Majnu's mound or Majnu's hillock. So what exactly happened was, during the reign of Sikandar Lodi in the 1500s, Majnu, who was actually an Iranian mystic called Abdullah, he took Guru Nanak Dev Ji and a lot of other people, and he ferried them all across the Yamuna river to this area, to this settlement, to the hillock of Majnu, and they all started to build a sort of an establishment here to live. Later on, during the 1700s, there was a Sikh ruler who established one of the oldest Sikh shrines here, which is the Gurudwara, and that's how people started coming here and doing whatever they did. Also, in 1959, when a lot of people left from Tibet, seeking asylum and sanctuary in India. They started arriving here. There was a refugee camp which was built, and this is the same time when the Dalai Lama took exile in Dharamshala, and a lot of other Tibetans took their whole own sanctuary here. And in 1960, this was the time when the government actually allotted all of this land to the Tibetan people, and this is how the region started gaining popularity. It became sort of the mini Tibet in New Delhi. Also, this was also the time when the secretariat in New Delhi was starting to get constructed, and a lot of builders, a lot of workmen, so a lot of workforce used to come from here. So they were living here, this was their colony, and this is the story of Majnu Ka Tila.
One of the most iconic and the most famous street food available in Majnu Ka Tila is of course the laughing. Originally called Liang Fen, in which La means cold and Fing means a jelly-like structure. Laughing takes its origin back to Tibet. When the minorities were sprouting up everywhere, they needed to make food that was resourceful and quick to adapt. In this, they resulted in making laughing. The outer structure of laughing is made from potato starch or mung bean, and the inside is filled with cold noodles adorned with sesame seeds or whatever your preference is, all along mixed with chili paste and soy sauce, vinegar, garlic and the works. It is testimony to the resourcefulness of the Tibetan communities who were constantly on the move, and their resilience as well as their ability to adapt quickly to their surroundings, which is extremely necessary. So that is what resulted in the tasty, the delicious, the extremely crazy laughing.
If you're a fan of non-veg food and have ever eaten authentic food in Bangalore, chances are that you have been to a military hotel. These military hotels, legend has it, was started by Shaji Bhosle when the Maratha army was invading most of South India and was very, very powerful in the subcontinent. Biryani was super popular at these places and all other kinds of non-vegetarian food because these soldiers needed protein to fight long wars and battles. Today in Bangalore, even today, a place that serves non-veg food is very often referred to as a military hotel, and a place with vegetarian food for the nice folk is called a family hotel. The food is amazing. Again, if you're into non-veg food, try the paya, try the biryani. Military hotels were known at one time as a place for the bad boys, for the soldiers who needed non-veg food and alcohol in order to survive. However, you can just go there for the food and you will not find alcohol at most military hotels in Bangalore today.